Good morning. It's Tuesday, and we're glad that you're here. We're continuing to talk about the vision sermon and how that's going to work out in 2021 and what that means for us, and how this is the year that COVID is making us go back to basics, and how that's a great thing because we're really good when we go back to basics, which means basically everybody in a group and everybody on mission. Yes, that's what I said, mission. Now, when I was growing up, missionaries were super saints. They were the people who really loved Jesus so much that they're willing to go anywhere in the world to serve him. And some would go to faraway places, and they would come back and talk to our church dressed in funny shirts and showing us some very weird pictures. That was a missionary. Here's what we're finding out. There is no place in the world now where the gospel is not needed. There is no people group more needy of the gospel than our own neighborhoods. Worse, most of our friends have heard just enough of the gospel to make them immune to it. They think they know about Jesus. They think they've heard about Jesus, but they really haven't, which makes them particularly hard to reach. But that's where you are sent. What people group are you called to reach? I love hanging around Eric Randolph. He is the pastor of our deaf congregation. And I love listening to him and talking with him about how you reach a deaf person with the gospel and the obstacles that happen when you try to communicate across that barrier. And probably what's gone on in that deaf person's life that would make it hard for them to believe in a loving God, a benevolent Father who wants good for them and the best for them. And he understands the deaf community better than anybody I've ever talked to. We have friends on our staff, our team, who understand millennials. Amy Jo understands what young girls are going through. And every now and then, Amy Jo will pull me aside and say, when you said this in your sermon, do you understand how that hit the teenage girls in your congregation? No, I didn't. She's teaching me. She knows more than anybody. So what about the guys on your street? What do you know about them that you know them better than anybody? You know their struggles. You know their joys. You know their fears. You know them. You live in their world. See, I don't live in their world. I live in a very different world than most of you. I don't understand what kind of pressure the corporate leadership can put on you. I don't understand what it is to have to meet this kind of sales goal or that. I've never had to do any of that, but you understand that pressure. That's the world you live in. That's why God has sent you there with your experience, your giftedness, and your calling to reach the place where you are. The mission field is at the end of your driveway. You are uniquely called, experienced, gifted to reach those people in your neighborhood better than anybody. So if you were going to define your mission field, what would it look like? Could you go to the map and draw a series of squares around a series of blocks and says, this is my people group. This is my unreached people group. And I'm going to begin praying, and I'm going to begin prayer walking this neighborhood. I'm going to start a Bible study here. I'm going to do whatever the Lord will allow me to do to reach my friends. You are uniquely gifted for a unique mission. Now, what is that mission? I'll give you about 60 seconds, and I'll see you tomorrow.